the hinge of Ma'at. The Nile air, thick with incense and the scent of eternity, pressed down on Pharaoh Amenhotep. At 21, he was the youngest man to ever wear the double crown. He stood not as a man, but as the living embodiment of Horus. This was the inheritance, the struggle of the gods. Before him, Horus, the sky falcon, had fought the wild chaos of Set to claim the throne and establish order, Ma'at. Every decision Amenhotep made was a shadow of that ancient divine conflict. To be pharaoh was to be the hinge between the human world and the sacred cosmos. The sun rose because he commanded it. The flood came because his heart willed it. He was the perpetual resolution of the conflict, the quiet keeper of the balance. Sometimes, sitting by the quiet banks of the Nile in the city of Thebes, he felt the heavy linen robes and the golden jewelry fade away. He was just a man who missed his mother, a man who worried about the harvest. But then the memory of the cycle returned. Osiris, the first king, had known death, only to be resurrected and rule the underworld. Death was not an end for the pharaoh, but a transition, the completion of the cycle. When he would die, he would shed the skin of Horus and become one with Osiris. The divine kingship was not a single life, but an eternal relay race, passing the flame of Ma'at into the darkness. The stories weren't history lessons. They were his daily blueprint. Horus, Set, Osiris. Their conflict and peace were the air he breathed, the law he spoke, the temple he funded. It was all a living, breathing reality. In his final years, his life would become the next chapter of the myth. He would pass the divine kingship to his successor, who would in turn become Horus, the living protector of Egypt. The moment of his last breath would be the final, necessary act of order. The man would be gone, but the god would simply shift thrones from the earthly king to the Lord of the dead. The cycle never breaks. The sun always returns. The pharaoh always rules. It was the absolute, beautiful, and necessary truth that secured the cosmos, from the heart of Cairo to the deserts beyond.